What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Welcome back to the wrestle-magic podcast, the newest wrestling podcast on the block.
I'm certain that's been tops now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are younger ones, but the newest premier one that is gonna take the world by storm. Shut up. Anyways,
Did you hear that microphone? Air quotes.
Stop. Thank you guys for joining us once again. I was about to plug a lot of things. I completely forgot. This week, coming up in our programming, on Saturday, we are starting off the What If series again, on how Kenny Omega should be booked in WWE. We also have the actual fantasy booking videos on Sunday. Both of them coming out, Brad's and myself. And you guys will vote on which one you think is the best by hitting the like button on the video that you think is most deserving of it. And then the winner of that, we will play in a video game next week. Also, we have our Hot Topic podcast, where the main event topic, is what will happen after Vince McMahon passes away and how WWE will change from that. We also have our YouTube page, which you can hit the subscribe button to be sure of any new videos in the future. And to support us, our goal is 100 subscribers by 2018. And the final plug is for the Wrestling Amino app. They don't pay me for this, obviously. I'm not big. Mm-hmm. But it is a very good resource for anybody who is in the wrestling community who wants to reach out to others in the wrestling community. You can follow me on there and the wrestle-magic podcast at MGC1536 at the Wrestling Amino app. The name of it will be in the description. Also, if you want to skip fast forward to either Raw, Smackdown, NXT, or our Wrestler of the Week, those time cards will be in the description. Anything else I forgot to plug?
No?
Alright, let's get into the review. Alright, so we are talking about Monday Night Raw. And Brad is also vigorously typing because he wants to write out what he's going to say for the What If series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Raw begins with the biggest babyface in all of WWE, Braun Strowman. He got a babyface pop when he came out. Oh my gosh, the crowd went wild.
I don't think anybody's going to be... before long, no one's going to be cheering. They're just going to be yelling Braun at the same time.
Braun! I think that'd be great.
Just imagine that. WrestleMania-sized crowd.
Braun! So Braun Strowman comes out and tells the fans that Roman Reigns isn't there tonight to hear the biggest pop of the entire show.
I'm sorry, I chuckled not only because of that, but also because I misspelled Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble?
No, I misspelled it...
Royal Rumba.
Yeah, I think that's what I spelled it.
Rumble. But Braun Strowman comes out and says Roman Reigns isn't there. He is confronted by Kurt Angle, the GM, and who says that Braun...
You suck! You suck!
He says that Braun Strowman should be suspended for what he did. Too much of the booze of the crowd, and told him to take the night off, which didn't happen by the end of the night. And across the entire show, you see a story arc of Braun Strowman, and we'll talk about this now. So he destroyed the Golden Truth backstage, which was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
He threw...
Props to the Golden Truth, by the way. Well done.
He threw Kalisto in a garbage can. Yes. But then he was mauled over by...
Braun Strowman is the Smarks. He's not even a representative. He is the Smarks. Like, I secretly have this theory where Vince isn't even booking Braun Strowman. It's literally he just shows up and is part of the storyline for no reason.
Yep. And then Big Show slams into Braun, and he's like, pick on somebody your own size, which set up a main event between Braun Strowman.
That we'll talk to later. About.
Yeah, we'll
talk about later.
That's it. We had a match between Samoa Joe and Chris Jericho with Seth Rollins on commentary.
Fair play to Chris Jericho for jobbing to Samoa Joe.
Well, he's on his way out.
Well,
Guaranteed.
But they could just have him go on a tear.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
And then a fairly bland promo between Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins. And this point in the show, you realize, oh crap, this is 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else to say about this match on your end?
There's not really much to say here.
So, right before Golden Truth were destroyed, they were supposed to be in a match with Galanderson, but instead of them, we got Enzo and Cass, which we've seen for maybe the 4th or 5th time now. And
it's getting boring.
Galanderson beat Enzo and Cass in a alright match. It wasn't like groundbreaking by any chance. This is gonna be a fairly quick recap because it is currently 12:30.
Right.
And we are both tired.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of stuff to still record.
Right.
We had the Miz TV.
I liked this.
Dean Ambrose and the Miz. And you started watching wrestling after these two had been feuding on SmackDown, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So this didn't seem repetitive to you. But I really like what the Miz is doing here. Anybody he's in a rivalry with, he gets a lot of real talk in. He makes a almost reality of what he's saying, and that's really interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. It's too bad he's a heel.
Yeah, it is.
Because imagine if he was a babyface and he was doing this.
Well,
he would do no wrong.
Well, babyface Miz is boring, quite frankly.
Not if he kept doing this.
If he kept doing this, it would be interesting.
Yeah, if he kept doing this as a babyface, there would be no stopping him. He can do no wrong at that point.
So these two are talking back and forth, and it eventually leads to Dean and Miz getting into a scuffle with Miz and Maurice retreating. Then we had a fairly decent match. It was really good. One of the longer cruiserweight matches we had. TJ Perkins and Jack Gallagher.
Mm-hmm. Who knew?
Yeah.
I like how the only purpose for TJ Perkins' dab is so that his opponent can do it back at him just to insult him.
Well, not only that, but it's also TJ Perkins is doing it to be annoying. He was annoying before, but he didn't mean to. He was actually endearing. Now he's actually just doing it to be annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's pretty fantastic.
Do you think later in his career, if he turns babyface again, he'll stop doing it?
Yeah, he's gonna have to change eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Not now. Then we had a Fatal 4-Way women's match. We had Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss, and Mickie James all competing for the number 1 contendership for the Raw Women's Championship. And ironically, it was the previous SmackDown Women's Champion to win this match, Alexa Bliss. And she won it, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, by taking advantage of a move that Nia Jax did, or am I thinking wrong?
I think she did.
I don't remember of 100% of this match.
Oh,
waiting on you to scroll. Then we had a 30-second squash match with Finn Balor. Finn Balor's entrance took longer than this match.
What do you expect, Kurt Hawkins? The only purpose of Kurt Hawkins is to job.
I found it funny how he, in the beginning of it, it was like, Big Show came out was in the ring with me last week, and now he's in the main event tonight.
Yeah, that's
main
logical.
Event Factory, Kurt Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir. That's
No, sir.
That's
No,
a-
sir. You are wrong, sir.
that's Kenny Omega.
That 9-year-old girl he fought that one time, you wait a couple years.
Yeah, you wait a couple of years.
You wait a couple years. Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. She reunifies the brands.
And then Kenny Omega will be her
Manager.
Manager, yeah.
Good lord.
So right before this match, we had an interview with the Broken Hardys, and it seemed maybe close to a heel turn for Sheamus and Cesaro, but at the same time, it was a friendly competition with them and the Hardys, with Matt very hinting at the broken thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's quite funny to me. I want your input, but you're typing.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. It was interesting. And actually, here's the funny thing. After they showed back up in the WWE, you kind of just start listening closely for the references.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, okay, what's the next thing he's going to say? He's going to be, oh, it's wonderful.
It's a fun game. It's a fun game to play. But then we had...
Which version... It's a fun game to play. In this promo, which version of Matt are we getting the most of?
Then we had
Which
the
is entertaining.
first single match that Jeff Hardy has had in WWE since 2009. So in 8 years. Against Cesaro, which was a really fun match.
Well, I mean, it's
really
Cesaro and Jeff Hardy.
I really liked it. And this shows that Jeff Hardy is going to be really good when he gets that singles push.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be really good.
Let's just hope Matt is broken and they don't just keep him.
So Matt Hardy gets it too.
Mm-hmm.
And we're already at the main event.
There were a lot of promos and backstage events.
Yes, a lot of things, but the show just dragged. Then we had the main event, Big Show versus Braun Strowman. Now, last time they fought, they made a big deal of reinforcing the ring.
Mm-hmm. They forgot to do that for this match.
They forgot to do it for this one, and a lot of people have pointed out since. A lot of people have pointed out since. But you could tell they were going to do the spot because the LED boards weren't there on the side. Instead, they had their own ring skirts. But Big Show and Braun Strowman faced in a really competitive match, a really cool match. Braun Strowman and Big Show were on the top rope, teased it like 3 or 4 times.
It was funny. While I was watching the match, I was watching it live because I didn't have to work Monday. Yay! I think I was watching it live. And during the course of the match, I was like, one of these guys should go to the top rope and do like a Swanton Bomb or a Springboard 450, and then not a second after I sent that message, Braun Strowman's going to the top rope, and I sent to you, and once that happened, I had sent to you, Braun, I wasn't serious. Get down from there. Don't do it.
Yeah, but that was good. And they teased it 3 or 4 times, and then the superplex from the top rope happened. And oh my gosh, the ring broke.
Mm-hmm.
The 3rd time. Now, I hate to bring something up, but I'm also a guy who noticed these things. The first time the ring broke, Big Show and Brock Lesnar. Second time, the ring broke, Big Show and Henry. The 3rd time the ring broke, Big Show and Strowman. So what you're telling me, WWE, is that no matter what big man he's in with, Big Show is that big to whenever he goes off the top rope, he breaks the ring. Is that what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm.
Because if so, that's pretty messed up.
Mm-hmm. You know what I want to see just once happen? Just once, I want to see someone hit a finisher from the top, like, do like a kind of finisher where both of them are on the on like the top rope or top turnbuckle, and then they jump off and they both end up like in the middle of the ring, but they land. But like the point is that they land so hard that the ring breaks, and they sell it like, you know, the guy who was doing the move was like, "Oh, this wasn't supposed to be that powerful," and the guy who gets hit with the move was like, "Oh, that's a funny way. That's a funny way of making me never feel my legs again."
Oh God, the referee had the worst of this.
Mm-hmm.
You had Big Show down. You had Braun Strowman get up after a while, but as soon as the ring broke, the referee went flying out of the ring. Where did he go? He just disappeared. I think he disintegrated along with the ring. Oh my gosh, that was a bump of the century.
Mm-hmm.
So because I don't want to.
It's funny on WWE's recaps. The first line is maybe they should have reinforced the ring again.
They reinforced the ring, man. That was too fun. They should have done it again. This is gonna lead us right into SmackDown. I really don't want to edit this together. So I'm just gonna switch over to that. So the SmackDown Live begins with Charlotte coming out, and she was like, "I've already been here a week, and it's already taking too long. I should have been given a title shot right now, and I demand it now."
Mm-hmm.
And who shows up but the women's champion Naomi? And she's like, "You want some? Come get some, son." John Cena, no. They brawl for a minute, and Shane McMahon comes out doing this thing, and he's like, "Okay."
I don't want to spoil who's coming. I'm not spoiling anything from here.
If Charlotte beats Naomi, she will fight Naomi again for the number one contendership. No, she will fight Naomi again for the women's championship next week on SmackDown. Now, here's my question to you, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like this style of booking? What I mean by that is, do you like a challenger fighting a champion in a non-title match, and if the challenger wins, fights in a championship match against that champion?
Nope.
Or do you think it might as well, if you're fighting the champion, it should be for the championship?
Okay, maybe the rare occasion. No. If you're fighting the champion, it should be for the championship. Nobody should be, like, because it doesn't make sense. Personally, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, even if you're just feuding with the person holding the belt, don't you think it would make your win against that person much more devastating if you also took something from them?
The belt?
Yeah. So why is any match that two people have and one's the champion, why are not all of them title matches? They should all be title matches.
Which John Cena did perfectly when he was the United States champion. He would have the U.S. title open challenge, which was fantastic. So that's set up for one of the main events of the match.
Alright, this one I have to pay attention for.
Okay.
Alright, so you said you wanted me to lead the one. There was a number one contender for the world title, right?
For the WWE World Championship,
World.
which the 6 in here, apart from maybe 2 people, maybe Sami Zayn and Luke Harper, weren't even contenders for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
And this was for
so it was a bunch of mid-carders fighting for the for the main event belt, and a bunch of main eventers fighting for
the mid-card belt.
SmackDown, what are you doing? So basically,
Go home, SmackDown, you're drunk.
After a arguably really good match,
these 6-pack challenges have been great.
Yeah.
Whether it be a tag team, women's, or mid-card, or actual main event card. These 6-pack challenges that have only been exclusive to SmackDown since the brand split happened have been knocking it out of the park. It doesn't matter who's in the dang match. These 6-pack challenges are fun.
Yeah. Until we find out who the number one contender is. Jinder Mahal.
Jinder freaking Mahal.
Now.
Hang on. Is the number one contender to the WWE Championship. Hang on, let me repeat that louder for those in the back. Jinder freaking Mahal is the #1 contender for Randy Orton's WWE Championship at Backlash in the main event of a pay-per-view in Chicago, Illinois. Go home, Smackdown. You're drunk.
So, my reaction's a little less extreme than that.
I'm not mad about it. I'm, like,
Confused.
flabbergasted.
Good word. So, here's what I see.
I'm not rushing you. I was just
Oh,
telling you
yeah.
to go ahead.
Name for me all of the SmackDown heels right now. Main event heels.
Main event heels, you got Kevin Owens and Baron Corbin. I believe that's it. And if they book Rusev right, maybe. Trying to think if there's any other ones. And you need another main event heel. I get that.
All right. Look at all the heels in that match. Who of those heels that are in that match looks like and also is good enough in the ring to warrant that position?
Dolph Ziggler was a good heel before, but not now. Eric Rowan is Eric Rowan. And then there's Jinder Mahal. But the thing I was going to say about Luke Harper should have won for me, and what I was thinking, because they have history before.
Right.
Which would be interesting. But I also want to make a point of this. Jinder Mahal got help from the Bollywood Boys.
And it's a new heel faction.
The guys who got destroyed by heavy machinery, and the guys who honestly look like the nicest guys on the freaking planet, helped Jinder Mahal win the #1 contendership. What is happening on SmackDown? You have Shinsuke Nakamura, you have AJ Styles, you have Kevin Owens on your roster. You have John Cena still.
Mm-hmm.
And the #1 contender, God forbid it was almost Mojo Rawley.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jinder Mahal, who up until this point has not won a single match in WWE since 2012. Talk about going from the absolute lowest pit and going straight to the main event.
I have seen the Wrestle Talk thing. Apparently, they have some WWE has some connections in I believe it's India.
Yeah.
And the closest thing that they have to a competitor like that is Jinder Mahal.
Right.
So, you know,
make him heel.
Yeah, it's a little shaky, but I can see where they're coming from. Also, like I said, when you need more main event heels on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 main event heels on SmackDown. You need another one.
Maybe a
And
third.
Rusev will not be back for a while.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So you need someone to fill his place at the moment. Now, Eric Rowan's not the best in the ring. Dolph Ziggler has had his day.
Mm-hmm. So Jinder Mahal was really one of the only viable options.
He was depending on how you look at it, the only viable option.
Unless you turned Randy Orton himself heel.
Yeah, because
Randy Orton's a fantastic heel.
If you turned Randy Orton heel after the match at Payback, which is a quick turn, that's Big Show levels of fast turnarounds. Yeah, unless you did that, have a babyface win it. But if the intent is to keep him babyface for a while, then you're gonna need to find a heel. And the only person who makes sense, who might be bearable to see as a main event heel, is Jinder.
Right.
Now, I also like to point out, I haven't seen this yet, but apparently there's a video where Sami Zayn says he's tired of second place finishes, so he may just be. So I don't know.
He might be on the cusp of turning heel.
Might be.
Could you foresee a tag team of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens?
Uh-huh.
They
Fight
would
forever. They never said each other.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna happen. But I would love that. They were a team in Ring of Honor. They were tag team champions at one point. It was great. And then Randy Orton cut a promo right in front. Well, Jinder cut a vicious heel promo, which was great. And
some people were saying that was that great.
I said it was great, and what I say matters in this case. Randy Orton comes out and basically ignores him and talks about Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt does the spooky thing. And
they're hoping they're hoping Jinder will be over by association.
Commercial. Then we had the number one contenders match, if you can call it that. Charlotte versus Naomi. And there's an interesting story arc. It was right after this match was made, in the beginning of the show, Natalya, Carmella, James Ellsworth, and Tamina all came up to Shane McMahon and were complaining at the fact that Charlotte just got a championship opportunity. And so they were like, they're arguing, and Natalya's like, wait a minute, guys. This is all Charlotte's fault. And now we might be seeing a women's faction? And James Ellsworth? But Charlotte won, setting up their match for next week's show for the women's championship. The Colognes.
We found out what's happening to the Shining Stars. Finally.
They're now the Colognes. They're not called the Shining Stars, even though it says it on its tights.
They probably haven't had time to get new gear.
Yeah.
Or the new gear is currently being made.
Yeah, the Colognes fought American Alpha. And this point was made...
They really should just keep the jeans, honestly.
Yeah.
The jeans look great.
This point was made, I forgot on who, I believe it was the Going in Raw show. With Steven Larson. What beat American Alpha last week against the Usos?
These guys?
Well, no, that was after the fact. Superior tag team wrestling.
Right.
Like combos. What beat them here? Same thing.
Right.
It is not Jason Jordan's and Chad Gable's strong suit. They're more better as individuals, at least in the story arc. Could this either lead to their potential split, or could this see a resurgence of them trying to learn how to be a better cohesive unit? Which would you think is more plausible at this point, in this juncture?
Better unit. Because putting my Vince McMahon cap on, none of these guys really, at the moment, and the way they perform, none of these guys really jump out and say main eventer to me yet. Yeah. Main event single star.
Yeah.
Now, a couple months, maybe that'll change. My mind will change, but at the moment, I don't see. And like, here's the thing. Even if you do make the argument, well, they're pretty over, kinda, little. They get some kind of crowd reaction, and they also have a really nice look to them. But here's the thing: looking at both of them, putting my Vince McMahon cap on, I can't pick one over the other to become the single star.
I personally pick Gable, but I'm not. Anything. Oh!
This was fun.
The debut of the biggest, newest star from the Superstar Shakeup. His name is Gary Gandy. And he's fantastic. And he lost to Kevin Owens, the new face of America, who has a brand new Titantron and opening package, which is literally his face. For the Face of America challenge, and he beats Gary Gandy in 30 seconds. It was pretty great. I love Kevin Owens. He's fantastic. And then we had our main event, which was set up by an interview earlier in the night with AJ Styles, which was interrupted by Baron Corbin, which set up the match at the end of the night with Kevin Owens on commentary. Now, AJ Styles shows anybody a good match, and this was fantastic. The match ended. Excuse me.
The match ended with a count-out victory.
Yeah, it was a count-out victory.
But before that, a series of spots and events happened that led to Corbin plowing AJ into Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Why does everyone seem super surprised when that happens?
It always happens.
Yeah, why are you surprised?
AJ Styles hits a phenomenal forearm on Baron Corbin, and at the very last second, hops back in the ring. He wins it by count out, which is a very odd thing for a face. But it was good nonetheless. I am excited to see AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. I'm very excited. I want to see it now. I want it for my birthday.
Your birthday isn't soon.
And then we had NXT. And so the show kicked off with
Hideo Itami happened.
Yeah.
Hi. This is the man who, by the way, because I guess this entire we've mentioned his name a whole bunch. This is a guy who Kenny Omega had 14 matches the year with.
Yeah. So Hideo Itami came out and interrupted Bobby Roode after he was cutting a promo.
Do I want to put Hideo Itami in my fantasy booking? I'm gonna have to think about that.
Nice. So Bobby Roode was cutting a promo. Hideo Itami interrupts him and slaps the living daylights out of Bobby Roode.
He almost slapped the glorious out of Bobby Roode.
And Bobby Roode, he starts taking his jacket off, and he's like, "This place has changed since you've been here last. I run things now. I run things." And then he gets picked up and gets hit with a massive GTS, which he sells beautifully. He sells past a commercial, and when it comes back, he's still laying there. Hideo Itami's GTS is the most powerful move in wrestling today. Andrade Cien Almas, who will be fighting Drew McIntyre next week after an iPhone segment with Heavy Machinery.
They're great.
Funny.
I
love it.
I love Heavy Machinery. You know what? I theorize that they are going to be the only team to put the Authors of Pain away.
Yeah, me too.
They're just they're the only guys who are booked currently that strong. Mm-hmm. None of the other NXT tag division is
right
at the point where they could.
He defeated Danny Burch, who was a highlight in the UK tournament. We also, speaking of UK, we also found out that next week we have Gentleman Jack Gallagher fighting for the UK Championship against Tyler Bate.
A battle of the men who, without their facial hair, would look 6.
Okay, so this is interesting to me because their characters are so similar. They're almost near carbon copies of each other, and I really can't wait to see it. We had a tag team women's match. Aaliyah and Liv Morgan versus Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, with Aaliyah winning by surprise with a roll-up. It was really good.
Yeah. I like how everything that Peyton Royce and Billie Kay do is meant to make you upset. Is meant to just rub you the wrong way.
Oh my gosh, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce are so annoying, but that's why we love them as characters.
Their temper tantrums when they lose is that's some good heel work.
What did you think about the main event? Steel Cage, Ty Dillinger,
brutal.
Eric Young, yes.
Did this match take up an entire third of the show?
Yes. That's why all the other matches were short.
That's true. So yeah, this was brutal and fun to watch, and it's a good send off for Ty.
Yes, and Eric Young's spot off the top of the cage was brutal.
Both of those spots were brutal.
Yes.
Ty's was only lessened because he was caught by 2 guys.
Instead of landing on one.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big scuffle with all the people Roderick Strong, KO, Ruby Riott, Sanity.
Not Kevin Owens.
Cassius Ohno, not KO, not Kevin Owens. And then Roderick Strong was telling Ty Dillinger as he was walking away, "You did it! You did it!
Mm-hmm.
You did it!" Okay. But I accidentally figured out the spoilers watching Wrestle Talk News. How do you feel about what they're doing for the women's thing? I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that was a really.
Speaking
good...
of which, sorry for the spoiler if you haven't heard already. Get well soon, everyone. Sorry, I had to take a barricade to the shoulder.
Oh yeah, Ember Moon, please get well soon.
Please, you're great.
And finally, the final segment of our show, which is really short, it's just under 40 minutes, our Wrestler of the Week. We take a look at all of the WWE wrestlers, and we figure out who impressed us the most and who won for this week. The winner this week, by far, by defying all expectations, Jinder Mahal.
Mm-hmm.
Jinder Mahal kicked butt in the six-pack challenge. He established himself as a dominant heel to look forward to. And he also was really good to listen to on Talking Smack. In case you didn't watch.
I didn't. I only caught the post Shinsuke interrupting Dolph Ziggler talking smack.
Yeah.
Because just wanted to hear Ziggler talk about Shinsuke.
He sounded like a face on Talking Smack, Ziggler. He sounded very facey. So that's going to do it this week for the wrestle-magic podcast, the shortened edition, because we are both exhausted. It is 1:08 in the morning, and we are going to die. For Brad and myself, we will see you guys on Saturday for the What If history. And we also see you on Sunday for our fantasy booking of Kenny Omega and WWE. And we will see you on Monday for the Hot Topic podcast, where we talk about what happens when Vince McMahon eventually passes.
Among other topics.
Among other topics as well. For myself and Brad, we will see you guys next time. Hit it.